Okay. All right, we're live. It is in my news feed. I'm going to this. It was a Jeremiah that was waiting, and now he's gone. All right. Well, we're live right now, so we're just kind of waiting for people to show up. If you have been listening to anything about Refer Life, this is one of those lives that you should probably really listen to. We're going to have some pretty fast information, and then I will maybe answer some questions and stuff. I'm going to quickly talk about the yearly matrix so that people know what we're talking about, and then kind of go into the monthly and show basically like talk about the same thing, and then kind of talk about what is needed right now that Mike is saying is needed, so that people are very clear about that. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen. And real quickly, let's see here. Okay, so if we look, we have heard this probably at least 40 times already, what this is, what this particular matrix is, but it's also important for people to hear what's going on and see things. So I think we talked about last time I was on, Tim, we talked about, and I actually showed that the commissions from PayPal actually did land in my bank account. So if you are having questions about that, if you missed that, go back and look at one of the earlier videos. I actually showed my bank account where the 47 came in from PayPal. So that's taken care of. That's not a question anymore. The system works. Now, what I talked to Mike, and what he's really wanting people to do, and I told him that I would go in and probably sign up just to see what it's like. But he's really looking at Payeer and Perfect Money, and he said that he's pretty sure that Payeer is very, very much used around the world, and he feels like that one's pretty good to look at. He understands that PayPal is probably not the best company that he can do stuff with, so he is actively working on that. But this is where we're at. This is what we're looking at. So real quickly, this is the CFA. This is the yearly CFA, and this will be the same thing for the monthly CFA. Okay, so when you hear about the CFA and you look at this one and you go, okay, what's going on here? If you understand this, which I feel like we've explained it well enough. If you understand this, you're going to understand the monthly. So basically what we have here is if you put $2.50 in and get 3 people to sign up using your link, when they sign up, and here's something that people need to hear, just because some people are going to look at this differently than most. I look at it as, I'm going to give these 3 people my link, then I'm going to give the 9 links to the 3 people that are below me, and I'm just going to keep doing that down and down. Did my computer knock out again? I think my computer just messed up. Shoot. Okay, so it says I'm the host. Yeah, my computer messed up again. So I think I'm the host, so I should be okay. Yeah, okay. So I gotta get my computer back on. But anyway, so when you do the 250, when you when you do that 250, that's just paying into the system. What I do like about the yearly is, you know, it's a little bit nicer of a thing. Okay, so what it is you're going to get the commissions that you might not quite be entitled to per se, because you haven't put anything in yet. But when you're in the yearly one, you are hold on a second. Okay, so I'm back. Okay, share the screen. Okay, cool. So we're back in. So when you look at this, when you get into this, if you do like the 250, it's paying towards the company. But if you do something, if you do it for free, the company will kind of add and bring up your commissions until it reaches that point where it's going to automatically upgrade. So when people join for free, it's not like they don't have to pay anything. They're still going to have to do work. They're still going to have to get people underneath them. They're still going to, you know, whether that be spillover or whether they've talked to 3 people or whatever they've done, they're generating commissions, and that commission starts paying because the system still does need to get paid. So that's how it works. So the thing that's kind of cool about this is when you look at the 250, let's say someone right below you joins with 10. Well, in most matrices, most companies, they're going to say, no, you don't get paid for the $10 commission because you've only paid $250. And so it moves up above and gets paid to someone else. That's not how it works on the yearly one. And understand, on the yearly side of it, this side of Refer Life, that's how it works. If someone upgrades to $33.98, you're going to get the commissions for that, even if you've only paid $250. The system's going to keep the money, give you a little bit, keep it, and then upgrade you, so it's still paying itself, but you do get those commissions. The monthly is going to be just a little bit different. The monthly is, if you've paid $250, you're going to get paid $250 commissions. If you've paid $5, you're going to get $5 commissions. If you pay 10, you're going to get 10 kind of level commissions. And if you do the 17 plus that, then you would get, you know, all of those commissions. So what's interesting about the monthly is to, I feel like, very much encourage people to do something more than 250, because you're just going to get 250 kind of commissions when people below you are going to be doing way more than that. They're going to be doing the $17.50 than the $35 ones. Okay, so it's going to be very smart for people to do, and I think very smart for people to, if they're going to do the monthly, do the $17.50 or the $35 one. I don't think we need to play around with the $250 or the 5 or the 10. If you don't have enough money to do the monthly, this is what I keep saying to people. If you don't have enough money for that, then don't do it. Put that into the other one, the first one, and get some other people to join and start generating those commissions. And when you get to a point where you have some expendable money and you actually see what's going on in that monthly and see that it's actually growing and stuff, then go over month number 2, number 3, when you have $17.50, and put that in there. Okay. So
I missed the first part of it. I was because I know you were talking before about how the monthlies would be available, but not the CFAs. So are the CFAs available for getting the monthly as well as the $33 level 2? Or is it
no,
just
the monthly is only CFAs.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
So what it is if you look at this, and I'm still showing. So if you look at this, what's 250 plus 5 plus 10, or 250 plus 5 plus 10? That's 1750. Yeah. So when you pay 1750, that means you've got all 3 of these already. And then when you pay 1750 again, or 35, then you're going to have the 250, the 5, the 10, and the 1750. So that means you're going to have 1, 2, 3, you'll have 4 CFAs. It's only CFAs. It's not, when you hear 35, if you look over on the other one, the 33.98, that's for the packages that you can purchase. Slipping my mind the name of those, the consumer pack, like the consumer package and the affiliate package. But the 35 in the monthly is just the 2 1750s. So the 250, the 5, the 10, and a 1750 all adds up to the 35. Will that have like a maybe like a $2 or something, like you know, fee on it or whatever? Probably. I don't know exactly what the fee will be, but I'm guessing it's the same as what it is with these CFAs. So I would say if you're going to do the 35, you know, have an extra, you know, I would just have 40 in my thing just to cover it in my account balance. But yeah, it's only CFAs, and it's like a whole different group of CFAs. That's really, so think of it like this. When we look at this one that's on the screen right now, this is the matrix, the 3x11 matrix. This is the one time you pay in one time, you hit that automatic upgrade, and it does what it's been doing for the past, you know, 2 or 3 months that we've been talking about it. Now take this same matrix and say, we're going to start all over again. And we're going to put it as new matrix, and people are going to come in and they're going to start a new matrix, and it's only CFAs, but you can, you know, you can do the 250, the 5, the 10, but I'm just not recommending that. I don't think it makes sense for people to do the monthly at anything less than 1750.
Right, me too. If you're gonna do it, you might as well go all in. But so is this available now already? It's already.
So I'm gonna explain that in a second.
Okay.
So so going back to this, if we look, this is the, you know, the payment plan, the payment system, the way you get paid. Okay. So if you want to hand your link to 1,000 people and get 40 cents off of their, you know, off of their initial purchase of 250, that's up to you. That's your decision. And I think, quite honestly, in the monthly, I don't think it really matters. You probably want to hand out your link to as many people as possible. That's what I would say. It's a little bit different. I've been trying to build like this one, the yearly one, with giving, you know, the links to the 3 people. But what we know now is it's going to be kind of a first come, first serve, but there's some rules to that. And I'm going to talk about those rules in a second. But if you look at this, it's the same payout, so you can see exactly what's going on. Now, here's the thing, is if you look, we said, and I'm going to say this again, we said that if you do the 1750, that means that that you would be getting to, you know, your direct link, people like that use your link, you would be getting 280 per person on that one. And then if they were in your matrix and they weren't direct signups, you'd be making 121 off of those people, off of anybody that does the 17, you know, the 1750. And then the 35 is if they're your direct, then you would be getting 560 every time. And if they're not, if they're in your matrix, it's 242. So if you look at this, if you do the 1750, you need 6 direct signups to break even, and you need 15 in your matrix to break even, to get your money back on that first month. And then on the 35, you would need 7 people doing that would be direct signups to get your 35, and 15 people for the matrix. So really, it's not that hard to get your money back as far as people. And then what you've got to look at is you got to start thinking to yourself, okay, if every person that pays 35 is given, and they're my direct link, and they're giving me $5.60 every single time, that's pretty awesome. I think that's great. Even 242 from every single person that signs up that's in the matrix below you, that's pretty cool. That's a pretty good deal. So once again, I have probably about almost 1,500 people in my downlines. Some of those 1,500 people are down on level like 18. If they decide to do the 1750 or the 35 and get in line, they might be on level like 4 or 5. And that's going to change up a whole lot of stuff for them, because then other people are going to come in later on. So let's get into the rules of the game. Okay. The first thing is, and I'm going to say this, people might want to write it down. I don't really care. You can ask. I might even write it in, in the comments or whatever. But what you're going to need is, if you decide to do the monthly matrix, the best way to do it would be to send this information to me, or if you like have a group of people, get all the information and then send me like an email or something like that, so I can hand it to Mike, because I'm trying to make it less work on him. So I'm trying to pull people's names and stuff that are like, hey, we're going to do this. So what you need is, you need your full name, you need your Refer Life ID, you need the email that you use for Refer Life. You need to say how much you're planning on paying for that first month, and then you need your sponsor's ID. Okay, so your name, your Refer Life ID, your email, the amount you want to pay, and your sponsor's ID. So what is the reasoning behind this? Once again, I'm going to make the disclaimer so that nobody can say what people have said in the past. Mike has made the rules. I don't make the rules. I just give the information out. So what he has done, according to his system, right now, he is saying everybody that's in, the person that is above you, your sponsor, has the opportunity to be above you. If they decide that they don't want to be in this and they don't want to do it, then that's great. You're in, and I'm basically, what it is, it's going to be like the next sponsor, wherever they're at, that's above you, that's where you're going to move up to be under. So think of it like this. When the Jordans come out at the Jordan store and you drive by and there's a big line, that's all it is. We're creating the line right now. It hasn't opened up. The store is still sitting there. Some people are going to be in their tents. Some people are going to be cooking out on the street, waiting for the next 3 or 4 days or a week so they can get the Jordans. And then there's going to be people that show up 10 days later. What's beautiful about this is the Jordans aren't going to run out in Refer Life, so you'll always be able to purchase. But what's going to happen is, let's say, Nikki, are you listening still?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so who's your sponsor?
Eric.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen is, Eric is going to have the opportunity to say whether he wants to do this or not. Now, we kind of know already, so it's a hypothetical, but I already know what's going to happen. So let's say that Eric says to you, Nikki, you know what? I just don't have the $35. I'm not doing it. I want to see how it works first, whatever. Well, then you are basically, when he says that, you're going to kind of move up a little bit higher than you would if he said, which he's going to say, yeah, I'm in, I'm doing it. So he basically will be able to be in line before you, and then you'll be in line right behind him.
Right. Well, that's how it's gonna go, because I'm basically producing what little bit of income that he's getting. So yeah, that's how it's gonna go.
Right. So that's how it's gonna go. So anybody that you have brought in, you're going to talk to them. You're going to say, hey, are you guys in? Are you going to want to do this? Are you, are you going to do it? And if your sponsor says, yeah, I'm in, great. Well, this is what we got to do. We got to give the information to Andy so that he can send this information into Mike. And basically what Mike is going to do is, he's just going to go into the system and look at it and go, okay, this person is this person is in, they've got their sponsored people, whoever they sponsored, they're all going in underneath him, then their sponsored people are going to go underneath them, and it's just going to keep filling in like that. Now,
yeah,
once we get done with all of that in the beginning, because as much as I really wanted it to be kind of a free-for-all, to tell you the truth. As far as like, hey, just everybody jumps in and whoever gets in first, and whatever. but he's like, no, he's like, that's not going to work. That's not going to, it's not, the system won't be able to do it like that. Because it's just, it doesn't make sense. But what he did say is, once we've gotten to the point where all of us, the people that have been working and doing stuff, we've gotten put in, then what happens is, then it becomes more of that free for all, because there'll be that button, there'll actually be a place where you can pay it forward and pay for people, and whatever, there's all that stuff. But what's going to happen is more and more people are going to show up and do this. But now those people that maybe, so I know that Kelvin is on here, and he talked to his sponsor, and his sponsor was like, nah, I can't do it. Well, what's going to happen? Kelvin's going to move up wherever he goes. He's going to move up a little bit. And I was going to actually look at it in a second, but he's going to move up a little bit and be a little bit higher in this matrix. Now, what's going to happen is, then they're going to start, the system's just going to start plugging, as if like we just handed out our link and then it just plugged in. At some point, people are going to be coming in, and we're going to get all those people underneath us. Because what's going to happen is, let's say this month, first month, everybody, gets in, whatever. Let's say you make $100 in your first month. Well, next month, I think it would be crazy for people to get out after month number one. So basically the idea is that next month, I'm guaranteed $100. And then whatever else comes in below me, then I'm going to get that. And then that next month, I'm going to know. So let's say that second month, now it's, I made an extra 150. So the next month, I know I'm going to make 250 plus whatever happens. And it's just going to exponentially grow. And oh yeah, that's that kind of thing that we were talking about with a penny, doubling a penny every day. We're going to be doubling $2.40, $1.21, all that. We're going to be doubling up that pretty quickly. And I think what's really going to be cool is, we will be able to show live the system. We'll be able to show live people getting stuff into their back office, and people are going to watch in that first month, and they're going to be jumping in all month long. It's not like it's one day and then I feel like it's going to go all month long, and then we're going to get paid. Commissions get kind of paid in a okay, you made this commissions in this week, and then it'll be pending for a week, and then it'll be available. So it's almost kind of be like a week behind is basically what it's going to be. But you will get paid twice every month. I'm pretty sure, Tim, I think that's what he said, right? Twice a month once it gets really rolling, or was it every week? I might have to ask him again.
Ask him.
Yeah, because I think it was it's going to turn out to be being paid once a month, but I think you get paid 2 times a month, something like that, because people are going to be coming in. So that's kind of how it's going to work. Is right now we're all getting put into the line. Okay, we're all standing in line waiting for this to happen. Now, what am I going to say? I'm going to say, I feel like if you're thinking about doing this, find the money, because it's going to come, and it's going to come. I think it's going to come pretty fast.
Yeah, for sure. I've already got my started, and 2 people want in, and I know Eric wants in. If he can't pay, I'll pay for him. So
Okay. So this is what you would need to do for me is just send me a messenger with all those things, all the criteria. And then I will be building that list.
All right, cool.
And giving that to Mike, so it makes it a little bit easier for him, because I can look at our genealogy and kind of see where everybody's at and go, okay, well, this person isn't, their sponsor isn't in. And I think.
So one more question. Does the money need to be in our account so that it can be taken out whenever we, or are we going to be able to purchase it ourselves?
I would think that there's going to be the same, kind of PayPal right now purchase of that. So if you've already purchased a CF, here's something else, and this is important. If you want to be part of the monthly, you have to have at least purchased the 250 in the other side, in the first one. So that's an important thing for people that, let's say they joined for free. they need to purchase at least the 250 CFA in the yearly one to be part of the monthly. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure that you're going to be, you can purchase with PayPal, your account balance, and I'm pretty sure that it will be up when it starts. And if not, it'll be pretty soon. It'll have the button where you can actually click and pay for someone with like an e-pin in that as well. So I think there's going to be about 3 options that we'll have, and I think that he would probably, you know, he'll give us a little bit more information about the payment, like how you're going to do that. But I'm guessing it's if you're in the system, you can use your PayPal to do that, and then or you can use your account balance, or you can do a pin for someone. So that's the what I heard. Ooh, someone from Mexico, very nice. So yeah, so once again, if you are interested in doing the monthly, I'm gonna say it right now, I don't think you should do something less than $17.50. It just doesn't make sense to do that. So I keep saying $17.50 or $17.50 or the 35, okay, plus some fees. I'm sure there's going to be some fees to purchase that. But when you do that, if you are interested, talk to your sponsor, figure out if they're in. If they're not, cool. That would be some information to know. If they are, tell them that they need their name, their refer ID, refer life ID, their email, the amount that they were going to pay for that first month, and then also their sponsor ID. All right. And I think that's it as far as like kind of update stuff. So does anybody have any questions? Was that explained as well as it could be explained right now? Because the way I look at it is, if we think about this, guys, we are in a very, very nice place, because let's say there's 1,000 people ahead of us, like our kind of group, our team. Even if there's 1,000 people ahead of us, that's still only like a small percentage of what's going to come into this. Or we might be lucky enough to have moved way up. And whatever comes in after this, basically whoever walks into Refer Life and decides to do the monthly after the first like day or so of us getting our stuff in there, everything's going to be below us.
It'll pay for itself times
Oh,
a million.
yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think
I think Eric
and
said
I think
it was like
I think
1,000,000%.
yeah, I mean, if you think about, let's say even 10,000 people below you, if 10,000 people are either paying $17.50 or $35, that means that you're going to up those lines, you're going to get paid $121 on each one of those, or $242 on each one of those. And you're not going to know people. There's going to be people from everywhere. I mean, there's people in Web Talk that are sitting around watching this that haven't done anything yet. When they see the monthly, all of a sudden they're going to be calling and messaging and asking what to do. It's going to happen. So when you think of this as, if I do $17.50, I only need 6 directs or 15 people below me to break even. 35, I need 7 directs or 15 people below me to break even. Eric's been posting that he needs 750 people that are willing to jump into something. Well, there's your 15 people.
Does it matter if they don't have their 3? Because I have one that wants on, doing the monthly, and he only has 1 direct, but he has 6 in his downline.
I don't think there's any rules that are how many people you have signed up in Refer Life. It's just you need to pay at least the minimum of 250 CFA in the first matrix so that you can do the monthly.
Right. Okay.
I don't think it matters about your directs and who you've got right now. It's just, are you in the system? Have you paid 250? And I think really, quite honestly, the 250 is just so that you've actually paid something and you're in the system. So the system knows who you are. So when they put it in, when he puts it in, it's putting people correctly.
Yes, that makes sense.
Is what would, yeah, would make the most logical sense to me. You know, and I do, I see that, you know, I see that the post from Eric talking about, you know, hey, you know, we need 750. I don't even know why, you know, what the 750 number is, as far as like why that was the number he chose. I'm sure he could tell us, but it doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is a bunch of people are looking at his post and going, I want to be 750, but I want to know if it works. Well, if he shows his, you know, let's say first month, he shows what he made, all those people watching that are going to all of a sudden be like, yep, I'm jumping in. And if 750 jump in, guess who's getting paid for them? Us. Somewhere we're getting some sort of love from that 750. And that's the beautiful part of this, is people are going to see this and they're going to start watching it and they're going to see how it's paying out. And we've been proving over and over and over again that the system works. So if it's doing it monthly, why wouldn't you get in? So hopefully that makes it's a little bit clear. I don't, you know, I try to kind of like do things at like steps, because I don't want to, one, I'm trying not to, I try not to say things that people might go, well, you told us that. No, I didn't tell you. I said, this is what Mike said, and this is what he's talked to people in the live that he's done. He's basically said all this. I just talk to him afterwards and say, okay, this is what I heard. This is what I think. This is what I'm getting from what you said. Is that correct? And if he says, yep, what you're thinking is correct, this is, oh, nope, that's wrong. You know, because when I talked to him and I said, look, I said, I swear I heard you say something that sounded effective, like every month it starts over and you're in a new place in there. And I was like, that's crazy. He's like, no. He's like, I don't know what you're thinking about that. He's like, no, once you are in, and this is pretty cool, guys. Once you are in the monthly, you're in the monthly. It's only up to you not paying to get out of it. So all that means is once you're in, people are going to come in below you. They're coming. And whether you bring them or someone else or the system drops them in, they're coming.
Andy?
Yes.
Hi, it's Anne Marie.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. So I want to make sure, because I'm in. I didn't tell Kelvin yet, but it's my intention. But I've been holding back because I'm assuming that I'm going to need my downline to follow suit. So I didn't say anything yet. Now, can I come? Is it based on, if I don't have my downline, will it be like spillovers for me, or will I be sitting there by myself?
Well, that's a great question. If you look at it, if you look at like a system, and here, I'll show you. Let me show you. What was I sharing?
Well, we're waiting on that. Does it matter what order? Like, because I'm gonna fill out everybody's information that wants in and just give you a list of all of that way. It'd be simple. Does it matter what order I put them in as to where they?
What it's going to be is, if you look at, here's the way I look at it. If you think about, like, there's 3 spots underneath you, right?
Yeah.
So if you have 3 directs, and at the beginning, because it's going to be put in, it's going to be kind of like putting in manually. The system isn't just throwing people in. It's like, hey, I have this line and my people. Okay, so like Nikki, you're going to be standing at the door, right? You're ready to go in and make your purchase of $35. Every person that is linked to you is behind you. So when that list goes in, they might be like the first 3 right underneath you, and then they might be underneath those 3.
Okay. Yeah, it's gonna be Eric and then me, and then everybody else. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So I don't, quite honestly, I don't know. And I'll have to ask him if there's like someone that has like, 20 people that they're bringing, how's that going to fill in? But what I would think is that it's going to fill into your levels. It's just going to be a bunch of directs right underneath you. Now, once again, if you do it the way I've done it on the other side is, okay, I only have my link. It's only for 3 people. Really. I mean, I have some people that have signed up just randomly, but I don't think they're doing the monthly. But I've done the 3 people, and then I've given the links to the next 3 people, blah, blah, blah. And then that way it's just going to fill in quite nicely for me, because it's going to be this person, then they're going to get their 3 that they've had in the other matrix, boom, then they're going to have their 3, and they're going to have their 3, and it's going to fill in. Now, if you have 20, I think it's probably going to go 1, 2, 3, and then go down to that next level and go, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So yeah, as long as whoever is getting into it, you're the sponsor, they're going in under you is really how that's going. So the question was, let me see here. Yeah, so the question was, if I join the monthly, do I have to bring people in, or will I get spillover? Well, that's a great question, because let's say someone gets in at generation 8. Well, it's going to take a while for spillover to show up to you. But if, let's say, you're at generation 4 or 3, and that's a little bit smaller, so I would say that spillover is going to come a little bit faster. That's why I feel like people should just get in and start doing this, and then you can tell your people. Now, Anne Marie, here is the issue, and this is the thing that I think you need to hear is the first, I would say, probably like days when this goes live, and we have our list of people, and he gets the list and he plugs it in, makes sure that the system's, that it's done according to the way Mike wants to do it. After that, people are just going to start showing up. So your directs, and this is not a bad thing, like the people that are on your team, let's say they go, you know what, I'm going to wait a month. Cool. Because what's going to happen is, even if they get put down here in generation 6, they're still going to be connected to you as far as your sponsorship. So I'm pretty sure that it's still going to connect those people wherever they're at in those levels to the person that actually sponsored them, but then they're going to be farther down in the matrix. So then they would run they won't be like completely directly under you, but they will be in the system connected to you. So does that sound logical to you, Anne Marie?
Yeah, I'm still at the same place. So you're saying, don't worry about what's coming, just get in.
Yeah, I'm not worried about all the people in Refer Life that are in there right now. I'm not worried about them, because I'm not concerned about what they're doing as far as the monthly. Because what's going to happen is, we're going to go into the monthly, we're going to get a position set in there, and your people are going to show up. Whether they show up with you in that same line and they go, yeah, I'm ready to jump in and do this, or they do it a month or 2 from now, they're still going to be in the matrix. They're still going to be connected to you. You're still going to get commissions based on that kind of idea, no matter how they are. And other people are going to be adding people. So you probably will have people that are underneath you that you don't know about, that are going to be paying, and you're going to get commissions on that. And once again, guys, if you pay $250 in the one-time yearly one, you get all the commissions that people do underneath you. Whatever that person is that you signed up, whatever they do, you're getting their commissions. In the monthly, it's different. If you pay $250, you're only getting $250 commissions until you do that next month and you upgrade. And you can upgrade at any time. Doesn't matter. So let's say even at the middle of the month, you're like, "Ooh, I made some money. I'm going to upgrade." Go ahead and upgrade. And then after that, I would say then you're going to start getting your, getting your revenue or your commissions. But you will be paid on whatever CFA level you've bought into. So understand that someone below you might do a $10 CFA and you only did a 250. You're only getting 16 cents. You're not getting the $1.20 or whatever what it would be. Yeah, something like that, like the $1.20 or whatever. So understand it's a little bit different in that way. Now, the other side, the other part of it that I think is awesome is the system. Once we get all of our people in and get this first grouping of people, the list people in, after that, the system is just going to place, and it's all going to be each level. So when you have, when you look at this over here and you go, okay, well, if I have 243, well, we have 243, but they're like straight down. This one, it's just going to be filling up each level, and just packing it in. So yeah, the spillover is probably going to come to you a little bit faster if you just like in any other business that we've ever seen. The first people, and when you hear about, oh yeah, and this is the thing, is like you always hear like, oh, you're at ground level. You're at ground level at 3 million people are ahead of you. Well, this isn't, I don't feel like there's 3 million people ahead of us. I think there's actually kind of a small amount of people that are ahead of us, which is perfect. And then if you just, ultimately, if you just look at it, 700 people handing you, $2.42 every month. That's pretty sweet. And we're I would say at some point we're going to get to that. It's going to run right up the line. But Anne-Marie, I would definitely talk to people and be like, look, this is where you're at. This is where we're at in this. Like,
I had a plan, but it's probably, listening to you now, is probably not the best. My thought was to, well, if they're not ready and they're in the valley of the monthly decision, I would just, sponsor them on the 250 level to hold their position. And when they realize, okay, it's not just another, they would jump in, but their position would be held.
Here's what I would say about that. You kind of said, help people out as much as you want to help out in that yearly one, in the one-time payment platform.
Mm-hmm.
The monthly, that's up to the people. Because when those people come in and they use your link, they're still going to be connected to you as far as as a direct link. Like, they're going to be connected to you. So wherever they show up is where they show up. I don't think, and I know this is, I understand that philosophy of like, hey, I'm going to get 250 and have someone get in. If you don't have 250 to get into the monthly, you probably shouldn't be doing that. What you should
they're in
do.
I'm sorry, they're in the monthly.
Oh,
and now I'm telling them about. No, I'm sorry, they're in the.
Yeah, I know they're in the yearly.
Okay,
I know
I got you.
But if they don't have the money to get into the monthly, I wouldn't do it with them right now. What I would tell them is, look, in the yearly one, go find people, go get some people to sign up. We'll help you on this side, because what's going to happen, and we've said it, what's going to happen is people are going to start making money in the monthly. Well, where's that money going to go? It's going to go back over to CFAs in the yearly, and some of those people are going to start generating some commissions just based on how much you're making if you want to help them out on that side. So yeah. I really feel like the pay it forwards and the support that we all kind of talk about doing should be more on the yearly side and not the monthly. Because here's what's going to happen, which would really suck for someone. 100 people show up and they only do 250. And so you have this whole like section that's paying you like nothing. And everything around that person is going up to someone else, and someone else is like, oh, I'm so excited, I'm making this, this, and this. And this person's stuck with a bunch of 250 people that have no intention of doing anything about it because they didn't have intention to do that in the first place.
I got it. I got
you. Know what I'm saying? I feel like we have
the truth is that it's not that they can't afford it. Maybe it's a belief system. I don't know where they are. Mm-hmm. So I was going to. So I totally get it.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
get
and
it.
that's the thing is there's going to be a lot of people that tell you that they don't have 250 to pay in the first one that are magically going to find 35 when they start seeing the commissions on the monthly one. That's going to happen, and that's okay. That's people going, hey, I don't trust this, which I completely agree. I don't trust everything, and you shouldn't. Do your research, see how it works, whatever. That's fine. I just feel like the monthly is kind of that next level of refer light that says, look, if you're really into this, if you really want to, place your bets, because to me, look, I can go to Vegas and put 35 bucks on black and hope for the best. Or I could put that 35 bucks on refer life and know that I know that I'm going to get my money back the first month. I know that 100%. I know that. Not everybody knows that right now. Not everybody's going to be able to say that because they're going to say, well, I don't have anybody. Well, you don't know how long the list is. You might be number 4 and there's 30 people are coming in after you in that door to pay their 35 bucks. I don't know that list. I don't know how many people are going to be there. Now I know how many people were signing up and we're building something here, but I can understand how people are concerned about that. Great. Be concerned about that. Watch how it works. Keep putting 255, whatever you can possibly do in that year one, and go talk to people and get them signed up.
All right, you guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate y'all having me, and I'll be sending you that list, Andy.
Perfect. Yeah, send me the list, and what I'll do, Nikki, is I'll send you a message with the things that I need,
Okay.
just as a reminder.
All right. All right, cool. Thanks.
Yep. What are you saying, Kelvin? Let's see. Kelvin, the goal is to make the money in the yearly and go in and help. Yeah. That's exactly what it is. The goal is to make the money in I think he's talking about in the monthly. Then we can, and then we can go help people in the yearly. And I feel like take a chance and get in, don't wait. Yeah. How many people, and I can raise my hand today too. How many of you guys spent 35 bucks today on something? Because I know we went and bought some food. Now, it was delicious. I had a nice little dinner. It was yummy. But is it going to pay me $242 next month for doing it? No. So we all have the money. I think everybody has the money. It's just everybody does have excuses as well. And that is perfectly fine. That is 100% that everybody should have an excuse. Everybody should have questions. Everybody should be concerned. Because $35 in some countries is a month's worth of food, and $35 could be one meal. So if you go, man, I don't have that $35, well, guess what? I didn't say which country, because there's people in the United States that would say, I'm not giving up $35. That's too much. So don't do that. Don't do something that you cannot afford to lose. Because just like I've said before, your job, you could get fired tomorrow when you walk into work. They could say, guess what? We don't want you to be here anymore. So do not do something that you cannot afford. That's why it's so beautiful that we have two sides to this, because one side is for people who are saying, hey, I really do want to do this, but I don't have a whole lot of money to do it with. Great. Do that. Put it in there, let it grow. And when it gets to a point where you want to use that for the monthly. I just like to bet on things. I really do. I like to get in early and just bet on things and see if it happens and see if it works. To me, it's the same thing as Web Talk. I know that I have a lot of people in my 5 levels, not as much as some people do. And the reason that hold on one second. Sorry. So, you know, that's kind of the thing to me is, this to me is betting. This to me is, you know, when people go to Vegas and they put their money in the slots and they hope to win, that doesn't make sense to me. But a lot of people will go and drop $1,000 in Vegas and hope for the best. That's their excitement. That's what they like to do. I like to go find new companies that are rising and see if at some point my sweet little $35 bet works out. I think it's going to work out. Our 250, our 5, our $10 bets are working. So why not try another one? See if it works. Any other questions?
Yes, I have one. Thanks. I have one. I just wanted to make sure because I was writing it on Web Talk, so I may not have caught everything. When you were mentioning adding the email address, sponsor ID, the Refer Life ID, that was to get started in the monthly. I didn't hear that part because, like I said, I was trying to type it in my post.
Yeah, that is what you need to kind of like get in line. So let me.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
So what you need is you need your name, you need your Refer
Right.
Life ID, you need the
Mhm.
email that you use to get into Refer Life, the amount that you are going to pay into the monthly
The monthly,
system,
right.
and then your sponsor's ID.
Oh, sponsor's ID. Okay. And that would be sent to whom?
Just send that to me.
Okay, thanks.
Because what I'll do is I'm going to look at all this information and, you know, try to make it as easy as I can on Mike. So I'll be asking people like, hey, you missed this. I need this. Yay, I need this, you know, whatever.
Okay.
So that just makes it a little bit easier for him to just go into this list and go, okay, this person is connected to this person. That's, you know, because he's going to be doing a lot. So I just want to make sure that all of our information is correct.
Right. Okay. So then I'll
Once
send you
again,
mine.
I have, people need to understand. I think that people think that I, you know, that's, you know, like I'm able to say who gets to go where. I don't.
No.
It's based on the system. The system is this. This is how it's going to work. Okay, here's the list. Do your thing, and when it shows up, we'll see how it how it worked out.
Right.
But from what it sounds like is you're going to get in connected to your sponsor,
Mhm.
and then people that you want right now that are right now ready to go, they're going to be connected to you, and then it's just going to start building after that.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Let's see.
I think
Anybody else?
what I think we could do is really quickly with, you know, Anne Marie's question of the spillover and things like that. If we can share the screen with a whiteboard like this,
Sure.
okay, and we just imagine, oh, what happened here? We just imagine that someone's coming into the monthly for the first time, list wise. Okay. We just imagine that it is Eric. He's in. Eric is in. Well, we don't know anything of the above. We only know that Eric is in. He paid his $35. So now Eric has a list of people like Nikki and others. Well, we don't know above. Who is this person above that's getting the 3 people? We only know that Eric is here. We see him in his dashboard. Well, Eric has a list of people. Well, Mike is saying he wants to connect them first in the system to Eric for 3. Well, over here still has to fill out. Let's say we're beginning the monthly. So as we promote Refer Life in the monthly, there's going to be people being put in here. Let's say this person is me, Tim. But I don't have anybody in my lists. What if Eric has, 20 people and I don't have anybody yet? Again, it doesn't start with me. It doesn't start with Eric. It starts with whoever started it. And this is where it's very difficult to you see, guys, the yearly or the one-timer, it's really a one-timer. It's not really a yearly to me. It's a one-time, $250, $5. We have not made that the perfect matrix yet. There's still free users everywhere. We're still trying to fill something called 172,000 people. That's just in one person. There's many people trying to build 172,000. And we haven't perfected that one-timer yet at all. We know the system works when people purchase CFAs of 250 or 5 or 10 or bundles. We know it works. This new one, the monthly, to me, I'm telling you, Mike, the CVO, does not understand the headache that he's trying to put himself on. It should simply be anybody aware to get in and has 35, you get into the monthly. If Eric is the first one to join with 35, he is at the top. It doesn't mean that's the only person at the top, because now 3 people purchase 35. They just get placed with Eric, 3. Now we promote, you know what IEG does. We get more people aware. Eric has 3 that paid 35. He starts making his revenue share. And who knows about the people above? We're just saying Eric started it. So all of a sudden now, those 3 that Eric got could be me. I was aware. I clicked it when I woke up. Teacher Andy's next. Well, then we still got to get 3 into those of us 3. Teacher Andy, myself, and let's say Coach Lutza. We still got to get 3. Well, that's where Eric comes in and says, oh, Nikki, press that button. Boom, she presses it, 35. Nikki is the beginning. Because as we promote further, Nikki then begins to get spillover, Anne-Marie, in a natural system. Right now, what Mike, the CVO of Refer Life, does not understand is that his system, what he wants monthly, you need to actually, we need to perfect and make the number 1 understood. And this next one, where I understand the free-for-all. At some point, everybody's playing 35, and it just spillovers everywhere. I understand that part. It's just, if I'm aware and I want to spend $35 a month in a crowd fund, then I get in. Is it a gamble? No, it's not. Not in the matrix that we've seen in the one-timer, because it works. It's not a gamble. It's actually economics. A very powerful economic system of real money that I paid. So all of a sudden now, we start bringing in people to the monthly. We don't know who they are. They're just pressing. Spillover, Anne-Marie. You, Anne-Marie, came in. At some point, you came in. Your own person, 35. You're going to get spillover from people you don't know. They're just going to get into your 3. And there's still, let's say we're at 1,000 people. This is where we got to look at the matrix. I'm telling you, what Mike is doing is very complicated, because yeah, I'm communicating with my sponsor, Teacher Andy. Well, what about the people that were invited? What about their sponsor that they have no communication with at all? Who cares? We want to be in the $35 one a month. So 11 people, when I spend $35, if I use the link or whatever, it doesn't matter. Someone gets retail and 10 other people above me get from my $35 a month. And what's going to happen when 1,000 people more flood in and they're in my matrix and they spend 35? I'm receiving revenue share from each of those 35s, because it's 10 beautiful levels. All of these questions, Anne Marie, they're beautiful. I'm telling you guys, it is not going to work like we think it's going to work, because the way that if we join when we're supposed to naturally 35 and pay monthly, then it will fill the matrix the way it should, one at a time, somewhere. It'll fill the first. Does anybody understand 1? Does anybody understand 3? Does anybody understand 9? Does anybody understand 27? Does anybody understand 81? Well, just because I'm in the 27 and people start joining, you got to first fill up the 27 first. So I was number 24 of the 27. You still got to go over and fill up a couple more. That's spillover for other people as they join naturally. Then all of a sudden, more people are joining in. That's when they come into the 81. And I get my 3, thanks to our marketing, people that join. I get my 3. I start 30, 35, 35, 35. But to do the list deal, it's the same stupidity that we're trying to teach in the first one. Fill up this one. Don't go deep yet. Fill up this one. What? What do you mean? They're going crazy. Ronald Tate. He's filling his perfect matrix. Perfect. Has anybody upgraded in the 250, the $5, the one time for Ronald Tate? About 0.5% of his 150 people. So, dude, Teacher Andy, do you understand what I'm saying? Or am I just talking to a wall where no one understands what I'm saying here?
I think that I mean, clearly, yeah, I get what you're saying. I think the part about this that we will just look at very quickly is there's not that many of us to start out anyway. So yeah, it might go down a couple, but then as soon as that initial list is done, then it's going to do exactly what you're saying. It's going to go back up here and start filling in all those empties and start catching up. So when people say, well, am I going to get spillover? Who knows? Not for a while, because you might be on a thing that went down to like level 6 right away, but it's still got to go back and fill up 3, 4, 5, and get to 6.
Right.
Because it will fill in. I would say that it's just it'll be that first, and to me, it's the first initial, like, hey, thank you for being part of this. Thank you for getting people. I want to keep you guys connected as much as I can. After that, wherever you pay your 30, whenever you pay your 35, you're getting placed. And it's just the system's going to place you. And then it kind of goes back and fills the rest in and evens it all up. So it'll get to that point. What you're saying, right. Like the whole, like, if I pay 35, I'm just getting put in the next best spot. That's what it's going to be. I would say probably by month number 2 is the way I would see that, because there's not, I don't think there's so many of us that are going to be on this list. I really don't think that it's going to be that massive of a list of people. So I feel like it's going to fill in very quickly. Because I mean, if you look,
Mhm.
can you guys hear me?
We can now.
Hold on. I think my phone went out too now. Can anybody hear me?
We can. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you as well.
Okay, sorry. My phone. I don't know what, like, these things kick out. So if you look here, like let's say let's say there's even 80 of us that get in. I mean, that's really not that much. So what's gonna happen is this level will get, you know, the 3 level will get filled in, and then the 9 will get filled in, and then the 27, and then it'll show up and start getting it to where it's even. So I don't think it's gonna be that big of a deal in the beginning, but I do agree with you in that it all right. All right, I'm back. I don't know, my phone. It's when there's 2 things going, I swear the internet just like kicks them off every once in a while. But yeah, so
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's exactly what it is to kind of give you the thank you for putting in work in these last few months. And then after that, it's just kind of that free for all kind of fill in, the system fills in.
Right.
That may even work better for us. Sorry. That
What's
might
that?
even work better for us, how he doing it right now. Everybody that's in now early and committed to this thing, that we're getting good spots. And then when he starts a free fall, that's just gonna benefit us. That's just gonna benefit us even more.
Oh yeah.
When he,
Oh yeah. And I think that is the thought process, is that he's just trying to be like, hey, some of you have gone out and gotten 400 people. Why should I take all those people away from you and not give you the opportunity to have them supporting you in the next one? But 100%, I think if you have 400 people right now, you might have 3 of them, 5 of them that are actually going to do the monthly the very first month. After that, then it just fills in. And after that, it should be all clicks of buttons, and we won't have this list and all this silliness that we're doing right here at the beginning. But this to me is kind of like, I like to use the idea of like going and getting Jordans, because there's those people that are going to sit in the tents to get their Jordans, and then there's going to be people that are going to say, I'll wait until, you know, the next round of Jordans shows up and then I'll go buy them. And I think that's to me, that's how I look at this, is there's going to be some people that are going to jump on it, and then the system fills it out. Tim, do you want to keep this live going, or are you done with this?
I'm pretty much done. I just
Okay.
want to, you know, you just have to put the imagination cap on for a second, because let's say there are 50 different teacher Andys with Mike Butler. They've been support and refer life. And I'm not saying I'm one of them. Okay. There's 50 different teacher Andys, and Mike says, I got you covered. When that monthly comes in, guys, I'm going to pop you in where you are. You won't be connected to anybody. You're not going to be connected to someone named Teacher Tim who's coming in. That's going to be for Teacher Andy to have, and Teacher Joanna is going to be there. There's 49 others that we're going to fill up your matrix with your lists. Can you put on the imagination cap there of how that's going to look, people? Are we looking at one perfect matrix, or are we looking at many? And are they connected to Mike as he puts them in? He can only put 3 in if he starts it, and then 3 more. So those 50 now are put in a matrix, and then it's simply created. And Kelvin understands it. See, he just said it's going to benefit. Oh, yes, it is. What Mike is doing is going to benefit the people that understand his first matrix, that are paying. They
Mhm.
want to be in this monthly. Mike wants to reward those people first. He's already shared that with Teacher Andy. It's beautiful, the vision. I'm just saying that the spillover is not truly going to happen in a natural way. Watch what happens though in 3, 4, 5 months from now.
Yeah.
And all of us are in the matrix of the first 1,000 or so, because we did, wherever we are in the first 1,000, all of a sudden everybody's their own and there's just spillover happening. 35, 35, 35. Next thing you know, it's 100,000 people doing 35. Everybody's seeing their monthly just generate into their crowd fund, real money because someone purchased. You got to understand this, guys. I'm not going to stop with this monthly. You watch the spillover. What happens?
Yeah.
You haven't seen anything yet on the little measly one-time deal. This is exactly what the world needs, and you don't even know it yet. You don't even know it yet. Because you were never educated in this type of world. A cooperative is not thinking just about your own team. It's a cooperative is thinking about the whole organization when you do something together. Sure, you might have teams inside the organization, but this is just simply monthly, 35. Let's move this. Let's generate money for people who don't. Let's generate money for people to have. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It's time now to generate.
Yep.
And Teacher Andy, really quick before we do end pay year, I created the account.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
Okay. And there's a referral program inside that I know nothing about. So I shared my referral with you.
Okay.
And let's
Cool.
see what they do for shits and giggles, because they want to grow as a company, pay a year, and we have referral links. So everybody, if you want to be kind to someone who gives 100% of the money that's made in referral, you might want to take my referral to pay a year or educate me on what it is, because I'm listening to the CVO, Mike Butler, saying, you know what, Teacher Andy, go into pay year. Let's learn about it. Oh, well, then I'll learn with them. And I created the account during your live. See, because you know what we both do when we're live, educating the world. We're actually so far advanced in our bigger picture based on what CEOs of this world talk about. And very quickly, Teacher Joanna heard my voice message in Messenger a couple days ago after the call with the CVO. Well, when the CVO says something about Life, Refer Life Connect, and to upgrade your account in there, and that's going to be the way to actually do monthly. Well, what do? I go right into Refer Life Connect and I hit that upgrade button and I pay the $17.50 because that's what it wants. And I said, boom, boom, I'm in. Am I wrong to do it? Oh, yes. It's not ready. I don't care about $17.50. I'm going to challenge and I'm going to test the system. Just like what we did with Web Talk. I still want to get an answer. Who's making 35 cents in their U? I want the answer. And I'm getting the answers from individuals. And imagine if you invited 1,000 people, your one little beautiful level, and they all made 35 cents like the madman, you would be having revenue from ad rewards. This is how you multiply pennies from people wanting to share the revenue. You have to show. So Teacher Andy, I'll stop, man. I'll stop. I just wanted to challenge the matrix of the monthly just for, shits and giggles, just to have some fun. Just to make sure people understand. Use the imagination. Pop yourself at number 1 and see. And also imagine that there's many people above you that Mike is trying to take care of with their own lists. And what we're going to do as a marketing arm of Refer Life, we're going to bring in people. They're going to pay their $35 a month, and we're going to see them pop everywhere. And we're going to share our sponsor links because we want to get the retail commission of $5 every month. That's what I'm going to do. Teacher Andy, the same. I don't care where they pop in from that part. Because 10 other people are going to get from the 35 rev share of $2.42. 10 people. How beautiful is that? So thanks for the time, man. I'm gonna head out too. I won't keep this
All right.
going. Yeah.
All right, guys. Just make sure that you're giving me that information. It can be in Talkmail, Messenger, whatever, or comment on my post that you are looking at getting involved or whatever in that 35, and we'll get the information that we need. But this is the but. I would do that pretty quickly. That's what I would do. All right, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Nice to see Eric laughing there. That's good.
Yeah.
See you, Teacher Joanna. Kelvin.
He
Well done,
understood.
man.
He understood.
He understands. Oh, he does.